And good Friday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. It is Fun Friday. I hope you'll enjoy it and sit back. We'll have the whole crew coming in just a little bit. I hear coffee brewing in the background. I see sunshine coming through the window. It's going to be a great day for us. Already August the 22nd. Whew, time flies. Currently it's 73 this morning. Kind of a nice feel outside as we wait for a high of 93. We have a heat index not quite as bad. We're looking at only 97 today. That's a break from that hot stuff we've had, isn't it? We got that and so much more. Let's go to Collinsville now. Let's get our good message of the day, and we'll be back with headlines shaping America. Won't you join us? We'll be right back with that and more.
Someone once said, sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones no one saw coming. I love that quote. And we see that played out beautifully in Judges 4 through two women that no one expected to be the heroes. Deborah, a prophetess and judge, led God's people with wisdom and courage when others hesitated. She called Barak to battle, confident that God had already secured the victory. But Barak insisted she go with him, and she didn't hesitate. And her faith steadied the army and pointed them to God's power. Then came Jael, a woman outside the battlefield in her own tent. And when the enemy commander Sisera fled to her for safety, she welcomed him in, waited for him to go to sleep, and then drove a tent spike through his temples. With one decisive act, she ended the threat to Israel. Brothers, that's the kind of godly woman you want by your side. Sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones no one saw coming. They're just ordinary people who in the moment of need chose to act, and with God's help, did the extraordinary. Deborah and Jael didn't let fear or cultural caricatures keep them from obeying God. Nobody should. Beloved, you may feel unseen or unqualified to make an impact, but when you step into God's calling, no matter who you are, He can use you to bring victory for His people and glory to His name. You know, courage is simply faith in action. So may you be faithful. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that message. As we said this morning, 73. We'll get to that high of 93 before the day is out. Warmer weather, but could be a whole lot worse. Well, have you been to your local convenience store and bought yours yet? The stakes are getting high. $700 million will be drawn for in the jackpot drawing of Powerball. $700 million. And again, I can see Odie, he's perking up over there trying to find some ones in his pocket. You have to actually have a $5 bill now? Isn't that
no, that's for Mega Millions.
Mega Millions.
It's still $2 for the Powerball.
$2 for the Powerball. If you got a couple extra laying around in your ashtray, it might be well worth it. Somebody's got to win. $700 million. That could really change your life. You could take a cruise next week. Good luck to everybody. It'll either go up or somebody walks away a millionaire. This is just downright, well, it's a shame. As we go to Missouri, an 18-wheeler caught fire. Kind of reminds me of fires I've been to here before, where a brake on the rear of an 18-wheeler would catch on fire. The rear wheel. Next thing you know, the entire 18-wheeler trailer is engulfed. This time, all steaks. 40,000 pounds of ribeye steaks burned to the ground on the side of a Minnesota highway. Makes me sick.
Makes me hungry.
It makes you hungry. That's a lot of meat. Whew. Hey, if you're one of those that play games on computers, and you'll know what the PlayStation 5 is. It's real popular. Sad news is it's going up in price. Be prepared for that. They're already announcing it. And I know they're popular. And I don't use them, but I do know a lot of people that do. Eric Menendez, you know who I'm talking about. He's been trying to get out of jail since he killed his parents. He's going to have to stay. The parole board has officially turned him down. I was starting to lean toward they may let him out. It was California, but he's going to have to remain for a little while. Cracker Barrel, oh boy, we might as well go ahead and talk about this. We'll bring it up a little bit later. Changing their logo of the fellow sitting next to it with his arm on the barrel, they're doing away with that. They're going woke, I guess is the word. And you know what Americans have said? Stock market is crashing on them. Their shares are dropping like this. We've seen other companies try this, and well, the headline I read earlier this morning says Bud Light lesson of the day. Y'all pay attention. We'll see what becomes of it there. I don't see the purpose of it. You ever heard that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it?
Tired of shipping the shipping business.
It's a good place to eat. But we keep it. They added what alcohol was it last year? Oh yeah, alcohol a year or so ago, and that didn't set well with customers. It's a family place to eat. Let's see, Delta getting sued and United because they've been selling window seats. Only problem was after you got on the airplane, there was no window there where they sold it, so they're being sued for that. That's just one of those you should know better. Or could it simply be that whoever was selling these did not realize where that seat was, there was no window? Doesn't matter. They've got a lawsuit at this point, and we'll see what becomes of it. Now, this would really, I understand why before I say this, but it would upset me because I've never been to Washington, D.C., and maybe you planned your trip to go see all the sights in Washington, and you want to go to the White House, and whoops, they've suspended tours. There's nothing can be done about it, and they haven't said how long this will last, but they're suspending tours because of the construction going on for the new ballroom. They will open it back up, but it would be bad if you've set your vacation that you've never been and wanted to see the White House. You won't be able to do that for a little while. Here's the mentality. I don't know whose fault it is, but as we had people, do y'all remember when Biden was in that last 2 to 3 years of his presidency and people were saying how he's good as new? There's nothing wrong with him. I see him every day. Well, the White House spokesman said that. Now, after they've done an investigation, during the course of the entire presidency, his 4 years in office, he saw him twice. 4 years, saw the man twice, and he was claiming that he was in perfect health. I just, just speak the truth. They all tried this.
He didn't know who he was talking.
No, he didn't. It was all email. And what the investigation is the auto pen.
Yeah.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. There's something going on with all of that. He probably had no clue who all was pardoned. Now, that has not been proven. I'm just guesstimating here. We'll see what becomes of it. Boy, I tell you, our Presidente is, when he says he's going to do something, he does it. Just in from Washington, D.C., Secretary Marco Rubio. Little Marco? He's issued a statement this morning. Effective immediately, we're pausing all assurance of worker visas for commercial truck drivers. The increase of number of foreign drivers operating large tractor trailers, trucks in the U.S. roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihood of American truckers. That's cut. No more. My, oh my. All of this, and I watched one in Canada where a guy killed, it was numerous people. We've had it happen here too. And he got a slap on the wrist, was able to drive again. Driving a rig is serious. The American trucker has changed, without a doubt. Used to, you'd see a pair of cowboy boots. Do y'all remember that? Every time that a rig opened the door, you'd see a pair of cowboy boots hit those gas tanks and climb down. Now, as I'm out on the road, I see flip-flops. Oh, no, I'm not joking a bit. It's like something being erased. That's the facts. I'm out there a lot. Do you remember when a New York court put a $500 million judgment against Trump's companies? I remember that? Yeah, that's being thrown out now. An appeals court has thrown out that. No need to explain. Y'all know where that was. Missing hiker has been found. Went days without food or water in North Carolina. It's a miracle. It was not so lucky for that other young man that we mentioned yesterday where they've given up after 20 days. Y'all, football practices are in full swing across the U.S. of A. We had a high school football player pass away from a medical emergency during practice. Make sure you water, and more water. It is hot out there. Think of these young men. It'll be fun come October when we have a lot of football games when that temperature is starting to go down. But think of them during these practices. It's tough right now. Lancaster's where that happened. Let's see what I don't get this because I didn't know you could still buy them. Now I've got one down in my '66 Chevrolet truck sitting downstairs right now, a cassette player. Beside it is one of my dad's old Cadillacs. It's got an 8-track. They say that cassettes are making a comeback. The new Taylor Swift album is going to be available on cassette. I don't know why, because you had to take the pencil and wind because they get hung. Y'all remember? They weren't that great. Okay, but just letting you know what's happening out there. Eyes and ears is over. I don't know what I'm going to do for radio in that truck when I go back to using it again.
Whoa.
The Beatles. Do you like new music by them? As we're on a music roll here, they're going to take the outtakes and release a new Beatles album. Maybe you want that, but that's going to be put together before long. There you go. This is an Obama era judge that is doing this. They've ruled that Alligator Alcatraz can only stay open for now. No further detainees can be shipped there, and no construction is allowed. I don't know if this is going to last or not. That's a judge trying to implement their thoughts. We'll see what becomes of it. I often, and again, I don't know everything. My rule of thinking is right and wrong. What's good for America? What's good for you? Because you are the American worker. You get up every day. A few of you are fortunate to be retired. I often wonder those who make decisions if they're doing it for the benefit of the American worker, for the American family. We got some bad folks in this country that need to be detained somewhere. And if you slap them on the wrist and give them a monitor, they're still going to go back and do these crimes. You've got to show that if you do something wrong, you've got to pay for that. Yesterday, did y'all see that where President Trump showed up in D.C. while all the cops were working? He brought them all pizza. You don't see that every day. That's just a little thank you. Each man in charge should do that for his folks. So how old do you think the oldest living person is? It's across the pond in the UK is where she is. 116 years old. Wow. What is that, 1909? 1909. She was born August 21st, 1909. That is something else. Ethel is her name. That's a long time around on this earth, isn't it?
Talking about that, condolences to Jason Collier's family. His grandmother passed away yesterday at 105.
Former fire chief of Meridian Wood Odie was telling me Jason Collier, his grandmother here in the Meridian area, was 105, and she passed away yesterday. Our condolences to your family there. That is the right old age. I can remember the last time we celebrated her birthday. So condolences from all of us here and each one of our listeners to you and your family. As we go to the NFL, it was almost set to start. I don't know how it would have went over. Probably not well. But the NFL's first transgender cheerleader that was going to cheer for the Panthers has quit. Odie's crying. He really wanted to watch that.
Yeah, his tears are right.
And we wonder how things. Have mercy, have mercy. I watched this 3 or 4 times. We go to Arkansas. As a deputy, you have a responsibility to the community. Just because it appears that somebody done something wrong, you need to investigate before you open your mouth. A 81-year-old man, he looked like he had most of his sense, and he was probably a little, at 81, anybody, I'm at 50-something now, I'm confused. But it wasn't like this was a downtown area. This was a county road, very little traffic on it. He gets pulled over, and the little guy gets a little confused, and he pulls forward. And the deputy jumps out, and the language that was used was horrible on this man. and he keeps yelling at the elderly man, eventually jerking him out of the car, putting cuffs on him, threw him in the back seat, and then berated him all during this, asking him. Other deputies would show up, and they got to talking to the fella and realized that a mistake had been made, and they took the cuffs off. Sheriff of that county has fired that guy, and he needed to be. It was one of those, do you know the screamer type without reasoning? That's what was going on there. There's people that don't need to be in positions, and that sheriff has fixed this situation, thank goodness. But I won't show that because it's just my oh my oh my. No reason to ever treat anybody like that. The redistricting map in Texas has passed 88 to 52. What does this do for the rest of the nation? I don't know. Is there more of this? This is going to give 5 seats to Republicans. Is this going to spark something else? We'll watch it and see. I don't know where this will go. The people against him aren't wanting to give one. Sean Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy, whatever you want to call him, is asking for a retrial. Inconsistencies, and, well, they say he doesn't deserve it. I don't know where this is going to go. We'll see. Nothing has happened yet. Bet you money at the end of the day he walks. I don't think they're going to have enough information, enough evidence, rather, to hold him what they've charged him with. He may have done something wrong and had too much baby oil, but as bad as all that stuff was, they were paid for their services.
Yeah.
That makes them all guilty of whatever, but that's consenting adults is the way it looks. Didn't say I approved of it, but there's things that go on that you just really don't want to know about, isn't it? We have, do you remember the story that we've covered 4 or 5 times? And it's one of those you don't really like to bring up, but it is a thing that has happened in the US of A. And the only proper way to say it nicely is it was a sex toy. You remember they were throwing them at those women's basketball tournaments? Got a guy that's been arrested. He threw one, hit a 12-year-old in the head with it. He's been arrested for what he done. It ain't all fun and games, is it? He'll have to pay for what he's done now. Let's see what else is happening this morning. Colorado. We talked about that. I think it was this week. Colorado park ranger who was stabbed. The guy ran off. It was a massive manhunt there in the state park in Colorado. Turns out it was a hoax. He did it to himself. He'll face jail time now. In a related story, same thing yesterday, as we go to a university, Viola University in Pennsylvania. It was called in a fake shooting. Multiple law enforcement, I guess it's swatting is what you would call that. Multiple law enforcement agencies showed up, and there was no one there. It wasn't happening. A panic, and it shut down things for hours. We have this has been going on for quite some time. Denver, Colorado. Do y'all remember that funeral home? The decaying bodies. They're getting ready to sentence that couple that ran that was hiding the bodies and not burying them as they were paid to do so of loved ones. It's going to be pretty serious. You ever worked on a dairy farm? Anybody?
No, I haven't.
As a kid, I did help Oliver Limerick up in Wahalek, Mississippi. I worked around it. I didn't actually do the milking. That was serious stuff there. But Colorado, 6 folks are dead. It was due from toxic gases coming from the dairy. They're investigating as to what caused it. Keep those families in your thoughts there. Eric Adams, y'all know who I'm talking about? He, mayor there, New York City. One of his close people handed a potato chip bag during an interview to a reporter. He was full of money. That person is no longer with Eric. What was she trying to pay off? We don't know. But that has happened. And just in time, if you're wanting this, Kamala Harris has announced she's going on an international book tour for 107 days straight.
So she's leaving the country?
It sounds like she's leaving 107 days. Wow, we're free for a little while. I just hadn't heard that book's done great stateside. And who's paid that $20 million that they overspent on the election? Who's paid for that yet?
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Just a thought there. We'll be right back with your weather forecast as we begin this day together.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning to save the day. We can keep you comfortable with special savings for your home, like up to $3,000 off new HVAC, $69. Keep the power on with a generator. Get $200 off installs and 0% financing for 60 months. We do it all at Heblon Heating and Air Conditioning and offer financing options for any repair or installation. Call for a free quote or visit us online at HeblonHeatingandCooling.com.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA.
As we go to our weather today, back in 2023, a couple of years ago, it was 102 today. Back in 56, it was actually 53, not 532 degrees. It was 53. A little typo there to keep you on your toes this morning. No forecast from Jackson yet. We're waiting on that, but we'll go on to Alabama. They were all over it this morning early. 91 expected in Demopolis. We'll see 88 in Birmingham. Even over in Auburn, cooler. More chances of rain east of here at 86. We'll see that in Troy, Alabama as well. Cooler weather there. We're going to see some 80s in your forecast over the next few days as we look at our 7-day forecast. 90 today, 91, 70 tonight, a 30% chance of showers this afternoon, beginning somewhere around 4 o'clock. We could see those showers move in there. Heat index of 97. By tomorrow, we'll see 91. Still a 30% chance of showers lingering. By Sunday, it decreases to 20%, that high at 91. We'll hit a Monday high of 92, and then we go into those 80s. Y'all look out here Wednesday, 84. You're going to think you're in Alaska. Yeah, get a jacket, quick. 84. We'll see 86 on Thursday, and by Friday, we're still at 87. Look at next weekend, y'all. 85. That's going to be like the perfect weather.
Wrap them pipes.
What'd you say, Greg?
You need to wrap them pipes.
Yeah, things going to freeze it here at that temperature. And we'll see 80s all the way through September the 3rd. Maybe crossing that line on the 4th. I'm looking forward to this. It'll almost feel like fall. We sure need it. Yesterday, I don't care what you say, it was warm. As we go to Clarkdale Superette this morning, as we look into our fishing forecast today, let's just go ahead and call it high noon until 2 o'clock. Perfect fishing today is what we've got. Now, minor time right at dark. 7 o'clock, it should get really good there through 8 p.m. Sunrise happened at 6:23. Sunset, we're down to 7:31. Is when daylight will start fading away. A little less each day, y'all. What else do we have going on here? Oh, let's go to the tropics as we look at this. This we need to pay attention to. Coming off the coast of Africa, 60% chance of becoming something. This is not going to affect the Gulf of America at all. 80% chance it's going to turn and follow Aaron's path, a 10% chance on this storm. As we look at Aaron this morning, it's downgraded from a Category 4 to a Cat 1. It's still moving at 92 miles an hour, gusts of 115. Pressures at 956 millibars, moving northeast at 22 miles an hour. Now, there's still showers still moving in on this eastern coastline, coming in, rocking those coasts, but it's not a direct hit. A little water, we're going to be okay on that. We're going to watch this system here over the next few days as it makes a threat. We'll see if it wants to come toward the Gulf of America or not. Let's go to radar this morning before we get things rolling here and see what we've got on local radar. I need to get out of that to do that. Here we go as we pull up radar. State of Mississippi looks good. We do have some fog in lower Alabama as we look at this. A lot of it, as a matter of fact, right in that area right there. As I'll turn on that and show you. Scotland, Alabama. That's where we got a lot of fog this morning. Monroeville, Frisco City, over to Evergreen. Even Troy has a little bit of fog this morning. There's some on the Georgia line. And rain over near Augusta, those areas in South Carolina, Dublin, Macon, Georgia. Be careful in those areas there. Chattanooga, Murfreesboro has a little fog this morning if you're traveling those areas of the South this morning. Charleston, West Virginia, you always got fog. It just happens in those mountain areas. A little bit of rain there in Galveston this morning as well, even over at Victoria, Texas, a little bit of rain showers there. Be careful, no matter where you are. 18 wheels are rolling somewhere, getting a load somewhere. Be careful. We got the morning show coming up. Already 6:56. Greg's made it. I thought I heard a broom make it. Did it?
Yeah, I heard it lean up against the wall. She's here.
She's here. All right. We're going to make some coffee. We'll be back to bring you Fun Friday. It starts at 7. We'll see you then.